Makers Botswana. We are an NGO that is like a youth-run NGO. We basically deal with making blood drives, road safety campaigns. So we have to go approach this so-called Botswana that are of different skin colors, because they are the ones who are in charge of most of these corporations. And one thing I realized, Raymond, it's that it's okay to say that, yeah, we're under this one umbrella, everyone is a Botswana, but I realized segregation from them as well. They have this apartheid thing where, after I finished my Form 5, I went to do A-levels at a private school. And I faced, for the first time in my life, I faced racism. Like all my life, I did not face, I went to public school, to government school, to Botswana Media, and I never faced racism there. But the first time I went to a school where there were people that looked like me, and I faced racism, because I came from a lower class, to say. And it's funny to say, because there are some people who claim to be Botswana, who have the nationality, who have been here, who have the Omang and everything. Their children automatically get it, yet they don't speak a word of Botswana. Let's forget about not being able to speak, but they don't put in the effort to assimilate to the culture of the country, or even they spend half of their time outside the country, and they benefit from all of the government programs, that the privileges that they have from that document. Do you think that is fair? Do you think that, because there's even one lady that is the CEO of one of the leading mineral companies that is 100% owned by Canada, and yet she's completely South African. Half of her family is in South Africa. She's just Botswana on paper, basically. She was an accountant at first, and through affirmative action to promote female in leadership, she got that role. I actually was in class with her son, when I went to that A-levels, and I faced like some new level of racism that I never thought I could face. And the fact that we looked the same, me and him looked the same, yet I faced racism because I came from public school, because they thought I was too, I was too Botswana, my accent was too, one word that they started making fun of, I used to say, when I used to read examine, I would say examine, because when we go to Botswana medium, you read English differently. So they would be like, wait, now when you don't know how to read. It started from there. So what's your take on these individuals who claim to be Botswana, yet don't put even 1% effort, yet they take 100% of the benefits?
It's very complex.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Ireland. They might say that even though I did not nationalize, they might say that I did not put much effort in being Irish, because my heart was always home. Even in many things.
No, but you never had the Irish citizenship.
No.
Right?
I mean, I think I'm not far from getting one, as in qualifying for one. But even if I had one, I think I would still hold my country primary residence to my heart. One thing that, however, that I can only comment on is racism, is segregation. What exists in our country is what I would call, it's a class society. Sort of, we have classism. If it was in maybe India, would say it's a caste system, whereby there are others of certain divide and others of certain divide.
The untouchables.
Yeah, so there's that class of what you are wearing, where you come from, what you're driving. So that thing end up being part of our society, how we deal with certain people, which family are you from. There is that element that exists. I wouldn't call it racism as such. What we see is that it's class-based. And then after that, then there would be racism, then there would be, I'd say, tribalism. Certain people will be looked at certain way, how they speak, and a lot of things. Like there is that thing that needs to be, even when you ask certain things, you approach certain institution, you might be addressed certain way or dealt with certain way because you are from this particular class. So in Botswana, we also have something we call networks, even though it's not networking as such. To me, I feel like it's you literally need to board click, you need to do certain things in order to get certain things. So there is a lot of things that I would say it needs sort of cultural revolution. We need to revolutionize our culture. We need to change certain things. We need to get this. There was something that the previous government did. It was called mindset change. We need a mindset